The Samsung QN90C is a brand new Neo QLED TV for 2023, the 4K version at least, and I feel like it's a bit of a deja vu because this is the second best Neo QLED 4K TV you can get from Samsung, and just recently we looked at the second best OLED TV you can get from Sony, but it is time to dive into this box to see what this TV is all about and how it compares to the other 2023 model TVs, as well as those from last year like the QN90B, which I'll be comparing it to in this video. So stick around. Perfect. Hey guys, it's the Villaman here, home theater enthusiast and lover of all things tech, and we need to check out the Samsung QN90C. So first, we have to dive into this box. Now this is unfortunately not the first time this TV is being unboxed. Samsung was kind enough to lend it to me, so I'll be putting it through the ringer. So the unboxing experience, I guess, isn't going to be as it is with a retail model, a brand new one, but it shouldn't be very different. First we have the unpacking instructions, and then back part of the stand. Then we have the remote and power cable. And that's pretty much it for everything on top of the box. Then we have the final part of the stand that's in the back of this, but I'll wait for the TV to be out to actually remove that, since it has counterweight to balance the TV in the box so it doesn't tip over. Very important. Now, as always, we'll have to use the TV box with the styrofoam inserted to create a flat surface so we can install the stand. With that, we should have a good flat surface to do our installation. It's pretty easy to grasp this TV by yourself, but you may or may not want to do it the way I do. Very risky, of course, because if you grab it too hard, you could damage the screen, so be careful of that. And done. The QN90C comes in a range of sizes ranging from 43 inches all the way up to 85 inches. So chances are there's a size in there for you, whether it be the 50, 55 inch version, 65 like I have here, the 75 inch version, or the giant 85 inch version. It of course has a 4K 120Hz panel with 4 HDMI 2.1 ports. 2 more than you'd find on the Sony OLED I unboxed the other day. The design is very similar to last year's model, but the stand has had a bit of a change. It's more of a combination between what was on the QN90B and the QN80B. So the stand is just a bit different, but it's more functional, I think, because there's a bit more space where you can put something under there like a low profile soundbar. And thanks to its mini LED backlight system, it has 720 local dimming zones, and that's 40 horizontal and 18 vertical. And that backlight helps it to produce a very bright picture. And after I've gotten used to the picture of an OLED TV over the past year, since I've had an LCD TV interview, it's startlingly bright. I mean, it is seriously bright. But on the other hand, even though it's bright enough for a bright room, the anti-reflective coating on the screen doesn't seem to be quite as good as it has been in previous years. I'm not sure if that's actually the case or if it's just in my mind, but it just doesn't look as anti-reflective as it once did. I can see reflections very clearly. And I think we've gotten to a point where hardware changes to TVs are going to be on the minimal side. So the biggest difference you'll see between the current year and previous years is the software, a change in the software. And that's why we're comparing it to last year's QN90B. since last year's model, Samsung has implemented a few software features like the SDR to HDR conversion, and I'm very interested to see just how well that works. That, coupled with the tone mapping functionality of the QN90C, could produce a better picture than the QN90B from last year, and that's where this direct comparison comes in handy, because even though we are using the same sources, the picture doesn't change that much, even though there has been changes to the software features of the TV. Now, both TVs are very similar, even down to the local dimming zones, which is 720 on both TVs. And besides some brightness fluctuations now and then between the items on screen, there doesn't seem to be any improvement, say, in local dimming capabilities or overall picture reproduction. Of course, this test isn't all-encompassing, so we'll see more as I delve further into the TV's features, but that's for another video. Which one of these pictures do you prefer? Let me know in the comments below. Now, okay, so we've compared it to last year's QLED, but let's also compare it to last year's OLED TV from LG, the G2, which is actually, at this point of making the video, about $200 less expensive than the Samsung TV. And of course, we see that even though the G2 has had an upgrade in its brightness capabilities, it just doesn't compare to the brightness output of the QLED TV, and that's been the case forever. Contrast, on the other hand, which is the OLED strong suit, is still better on LG's OLED than it is on the Samsung QLED. There are also, of course, instances where you'll see a bit of blooming around bright objects on dark backgrounds that is typical of an LCD TV. And even with a mini LED backlight that we see in this TV, that is just not completely gone. The Samsung also seems to have more saturated colors than the OLED does, so I'm very curious to see just how well it measures as far as picture accuracy for the movie mode, which is what I recorded this in, and that mode is supposed to be on the more accurate side. So let me know in the comments what you think about the QN90C and what kind of content you want to see about it, because of course I'm going to do a gaming test with my new gaming PC, the Villa Consola version 2, but let me know what else you want to see, because of course there's a screen test and other comparisons, but if there is a certain comparison that you want to see with this TV, let me know and I'll do my best to make it happen. Samsung was kind enough to send this TV to me, but not because they did that mean I'm going to go easy on it. The tests are the tests and will be completed. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching, and until next time, this has been your friendly neighborhood Villa man saying be safe and peace.